guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really excited to share this video with you today. So this is something I have been planning for about 2 months, but I had to wait till the end of the year to do this. So we are going to be doing a makeup empties for the year. So we're going to be talking about all of the makeup that I actually used all the way up this year. It's something I have seen other ladies do here on YouTube, but traditionally what they do is they'll save all of their empty containers and then kind of like show you everything that they used up. Well, I didn't want to save all of my trash throughout the year, so I haven't been saving everything. I do have some empties here to show you real quick. And then what I thought I would do, because I still really wanted to, I want to see my personal self. I'm like so curious, how much makeup did I use up this year? So what I'm going to do is show you what I have here, which is my most recent empties and some empties from a recent project that I ended that I did save. And then I'm going to be going like flashback throughout the year and showing you clips from my makeup empties. So because I do film an empties video usually about once a month, I have documented all of the makeup that I have used up throughout the year. Now most of my empties videos I do have also like skincare and hair products and other products in there. So what I did already is edited those down so that I put together like January's empties, just makeup. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you're gonna see what I have here, and then we're gonna go flashback throughout the empties for the year, and I'm gonna try to put a tally at the end and let you know how much makeup did I use up this year. And like I said, I'm really excited for this. I can't wait to see how much I used up, because you guys know me, if you watch my channel, I love the feeling of using up makeup. It makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel like I got my money's worth. I'm kind of cheap, so I'm like, yes. Every penny I spent on that was worth it. So I'm curious to see what I was able to do this year. So if you guys want to see more, keep on watching. But let's begin with the empties that I actually have sitting here. So like I said, I have a few that I most recently used up, and then I also have some from recent projects that I ended that I haven't shown you in empties videos. So I'm gonna show you here what those are in case you didn't see those projects. So the first empty I have sitting here, this is from Becca. This is the Becca Radiant Skin Satin Foundation. I thought this was an okay foundation. It was not my favorite. I did purchase this from hautelook, so it is discontinued. You can't find it anymore, and I did have it for a while, but I was really happy to use this up and get it out of my collection, especially with liquids. Whenever I have liquid products, it feels so good to use those up before they go bad. Another liquid product I was able to finish up before it went bad. This is the Chella Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the shade Baki. I love this shade. It was really easy to use, and because it's like a deluxe sample size, it actually came in a little kit with a whole bunch of other little ones like this. It didn't take too long to go through. It was really easy to wear. It goes with everything, so really happy I finished that off as well. Okay, the next empty I have here is from Makeup Forever. This is the HD finishing powder, and this is a like a deluxe sample size, or it was like the Beauty on the Fly size. I cut it open, got everything out of there. Really happy I used that up as well. Another powder from the Beauty on the Fly section, actually. This is from Smashbox. This is their Halo powder. It had one of those like sifter things on it, but as you can see, all that is left is pan underneath there. I really disliked this powder. I did not like it at all, so I was really happy that I finally got through this. I started using it as a bronzer. Even though I had the shade light, it was so dark on my skin that I had to use it as like a really light bronzer, but I just didn't like it. I thought it was very patchy, not a good quality, but I did use it up, so I feel good about that. I also finished up this NARS Creamy Concealer this year. This is in the shade Vanilla. This was part of a couple projects that I had going on, and it was actually pretty easy for me to go through because I love this concealer. I did pull out the stopper and used up every last bit of this guy, but that is completely used up and moved out of my collection. Alright, next up I had this Wet n Wild Single Shadow in the shade Brulee. This was super easy to use up. This was part of my makeup use up project for the year, and I got through it within the first half of the year. It didn't take me long. It's a good like all over lid setting shade, so I would use it after my eyeshadow primer to set everything. So it was really easy to go through, but I like that one a lot. It's something I would consider repurchasing for sure. Next up I have another deluxe sample size item. This is from MAC. This is the Strobe Cream. I did not like this. I would not repurchase it. I just kind of made myself use it just to get it used up and out. The next makeup empty I have here is the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. I've gone through several of these before in the past. I got this very often in gratis, and I think this one came from Octoly, but I think it's an okay mascara, but it's not my favorite mascara. So I definitely wouldn't purchase it myself because it is like, I want to say $23, and I don't feel like it's worth that price. But I definitely used it every time I got it in gratis. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's that great. The next product that I completely used up this year is from Lancome again, and this is the Tante Idole Stick Foundation. By the way, I have the shade 215 Buff Neutral. I did scrape that guy all the way out. There is a ton of product on these sticks. Once you get it flat, do not throw it away, you guys. Get a little scooper. I'll link some down below that I found on Amazon that work fantastic, and you just go in there and scoop it out. But look how, I want to show you how deep it is. Look how deep it is in there. You almost get as much product underneath the applicator that you get on top of the applicator, and this is an expensive foundation. It's $47 for this foundation, but it's one of my favorites. It's the only foundation I will take when I travel, so I definitely recommend scooping that out. Don't waste your money. Get every last bit of that because it's fantastic, but I did finish that guy off. Also, a primer I finished off this year. This is the Hourglass Veil Primer. This was, again, a deluxe sample size, but I did get through that one this year. And another deluxe sample of a primer. This is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. I do also have a full size of this in my collection, so I wanted to get this deluxe sample out of my collection. This one came from gratis, but I love this primer. It's one of my favorite primers. In fact, I think it did make my top 5 favorite primers last year, so I definitely recommend this one. I think it's fantastic. I also used up this eye brightener from Tarina Tarintino. They call it the Eye Dream Hyper Light. It's an under eye brightener, and I think it's okay. It's not my favorite, but it did brighten a little bit. It just didn't give me the brightness that I like to have, so it's not something I would repurchase, but this is the second full-size one of these that I went through. I really loved it the first time around, and then the second time I was like, it's okay. I found better things since I had originally used it, so I probably won't purchase it again, but I did go through that. Next, a lipstick. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know how hard it was for me to go through this lipstick. This was part of my makeup use up for 2016, and then I put it in my 2017 project, and I finally got through it, and I'm so happy that I finished this off. This is the Revlon Lip Butter in Cotton Candy. I think it's a nice color. It's just so hard for me to go through a full-size lip product. They're very difficult to go through, but I was really proud of myself for sticking to it and getting through this guy. I do have another face product here that I went through. This is the Laura Mercier bronzer in Bronze 03. It was a baked product and like a domed product. Again, it's a deluxe sample size. A lot of these are, because those still take a long time to get through, the deluxe samples, you guys. But I did finally get through this guy this year. As you can see, there's just the pan on the bottom there. But I liked this bronzer. It's one that I would consider purchasing a full size of, but not anytime in the near future because I definitely don't need more bronzer. All right, and then just a few more products that I have sitting here, and then we'll get into the footage from the year. I do have one Brow Wiz sitting here. This is in the shade Caramel, probably. Yeah, Caramel. This is my all-time favorite brow product. I don't know how many of these I went through this year, but a lot. I love this brow product. It is the only thing I'll buy moving forward. I've stopped trying to try new brow products because I just know that nothing is going to compare to this to me. This is my favorite product, and I did go through another one of those. I do also have this brow product sitting here. This is from Chella. It is their brow pencil in the shade Taupe. This I believe I got in a BoxyCharm, and I included it in my makeup use up project, and I did get through that guy, so happy I finished that off. All right, and then the last thing that I have for an empties right now is the Stellar liquid liner. This is the Hyper Eyeliner Pen. I liked this a lot, but it did dry out quickly, so there is a little bit of a downside to it, but it was very, very black and very, very matte. So if you like a felt tip pen and you like it to be very matte, I would highly recommend it. I thought it was great, but I think it only lasted me about 6 weeks and then it dried out. So kind of a bummer, but again, the felt tip pens do tend to dry out quickly, so I thought it was a good option for a felt tip pen. Alright, so that's all the makeup empties I have sitting here. We're now going to get into the footage. I'm going to start with January. We're going to work our way through the year, and then at the very end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a tally of how much makeup I went through this year. And since these are clips from my empties videos, you also get a bonus of a mini review with each one of the products for like each month. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section, and maybe I'll do the same thing next year if you guys liked it. But yeah, I hope you enjoy watching. Two eyeliners that I threw out. This one I actually just threw out today. This is the Jessie's Girl liquid eyeliner in black. I loved this, you guys. I mentioned this in a monthly favorites video, I think in January, but this was really good. It's almost an exact dupe for the Kat Von D tattoo liner, or also the Physicians Formula Eye Booster, which those two are kind of my favorite liquid liners, but this one is right up there. The only thing about this one is I feel like I ran through it a little bit faster than I do with the other two liners. It's also half the price of the Physicians Formula one, so it's definitely worth checking out if you have not tried that yet. On the last time that I mentioned this, a lot of people said they were having a hard time finding it. Jessie's Girl is sold in Rite Aid in certain locations, but I don't think everywhere. So if you have a Rite Aid near you, it's worth checking out to see if they carry it. All right, and then the other liner that I had in here is actually a little travel size version of the inked liner from Kat Von D. This came in like a little kit or something that I got during the holidays, and I went through that guy pretty quick, so I also really do like that one a lot. The only thing about the ink liner over the tattoo liner, it just, because it's felt tip, does tend to dry out a little faster. And then I did also use up this little YSL mini mascara sample that I had. This is the Vinyl Couture mascara. I was not that big of a fan of this guy. I just felt like it coated my lashes really nicely and made them like ultra black, but it did not give me very good volume or length. So I would not repurchase that one. And then I have a travel size of my Urban Decay D-Slick, also empty. I love these travel size ones for traveling, obviously, because it is a good size to fly with, and you can stick it in your little liquids bag, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So I really love these travel ones, and the D-Slick is my favorite for any for during the summer, or like if I'm traveling somewhere hot. I love this because it helps to control oil, and I can get a little oily in hot environments. So all right, and then I also have a foundation that I finished off. This is from Too Faced. It's the Born This Way foundation. I had it in the shade Nude, which I felt like was actually a little dark for me, but it worked in the summer for me. But I finally finished this off. I think this is a great foundation. It's like a medium coverage. You get quite a long wear out of it. I would say you get a good full 6 hours out of this before it starts to kind of wear away. And I like it. It's something I would consider repurchasing in the future when I get through a few more foundations, because I have way more than I need right now. I also have a Brow Wiz. You guys know how I feel about this. This is basically the only thing I use in my brows. I absolutely love it. I use this shade Caramel, and I have already several backups of this guy. All right, the last thing I have in here is from Maybelline. This is the Master Precise Curvy. This is a black liner. It's very interesting. It looks like a Sharpie marker, but it has the weirdest tip on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It has a very strange shape. It's very black, but I just didn't like the applicator. It's just really difficult to work with this shape, and I just found myself never wanting to use it because it took more time. So for that reason, I don't recommend this. All right, let's move into all this makeup because there's a lot of makeup. So first, I have a couple of eyeliners that I ran through. This is my Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black. This is one of my holy grail liquid liners. I love this liquid liner. I go through these so quickly. I buy them all the time. I love them. They're great. They're fantastic. I will definitely repurchase this. Definitely recommend it. The next one is from Bodyography, and I have to say I was very disappointed with this. So I have a lot of Bodyography products that they were kind enough to send me, and a lot of them really worked out great, and I've been really enjoying them. So I had high hopes for this liner, but this is called the On Point Liquid Liner Pen, by the way. But my problem with this is I used it 3 times and then it just like started running out. Can you see that? So I only got 3 uses out of it, and when I used it I was like, oh wow, this is pretty decent. But then it started running out right away, and it would, like, as you would like try to go over things and straighten out your line or build up your wing, it would remove what you already laid down. So I unfortunately did not like this and would not recommend it. Next, I have a bunch of mascaras that I went through. First of all, I have my lash primer from Tarte, the Opening Act Primer. If you guys haven't heard me talk about this, then you probably don't watch my videos very often because I talk about this so much. I love this lash primer. This is fantastic. It is my absolute favorite. I've tried a lot of other lash primers, and this is my go-to. It's great. I definitely recommend that. For the mascaras, I had this little Buxom Full and Fabulous. I didn't really like this one. I felt like it was an okay mascara, but it just didn't give me the volume I was looking for. It did a good job of separating the lashes. So if you're more into like very long, lean, very defined lashes, you might like it, but I really like volume. It wasn't enough volume for me. I also had this Elizabeth Arden Ceramide mascara. This is supposed to help like treat your lashes and give you volume. So this is what happened to my wand. I don't even know how that happened. It just kind of like, it was weird, but that actually helped me to kind of get in there better. Anyway, I thought this was a good mascara. It just kind of got gummy on me really quickly. So I don't know if it was just older. I'm not sure, but I liked it. I don't know. I kind of liked it and I kind of didn't. And then the last one I had, this is from Clarins. This is the Mascara Supra Volume. So I didn't use this very long. I did not use this for very long, but the formula on this is really dry. It's a very, very dry mascara. So I felt myself needing to build it and build it and build it. And then I still felt like it wasn't really giving me what I needed for volume. So for that reason, I decided I didn't want to keep trying to deal with it and I dumped it right away. It's just a little bit too dry of a formula for me. I also had one foundation that I finished up. This is my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I definitely would recommend this and I have already repurchased mine. By the way, I have the shade 1N2. Every time I mention this, people ask me what shade I have. It's 1N2. I love it. It is my absolute favorite foundation. I think it is one of the best foundations out there. The best in my opinion. It's really good. It's very full coverage, but it doesn't look heavy or cakey. It's a liquidy formula with full coverage, which is hard to find, and I just think it's fantastic. I really do recommend that one as well. Start with this right here. This is from Stila Cosmetics. This is their Stunner Extreme Lash Primer. So if you didn't see it, I'll link it above, but my kids did buy this in my Kids Buy My Makeup challenge. And I don't know if my tube was old or something. I don't know what happened, but this little tube of it was super dry, like to the point where I would just apply and apply and apply and I wouldn't see anything going on my lashes. So I don't know if it's just the formula of this particular primer or if it was that maybe mine sat on the shelf too long. I really don't know because I did not have this very long, and the first time I used it, I couldn't get anything to apply to my lashes, and you'll see that in the video if you watch the video. So I did end up tossing this really quickly. I only had it in my drawer for like a month, and I was like, it's not doing anything for me. So for that reason, I don't really recommend it, but again, it could be just a bad tube. I really don't know. I've never tried that primer previously. But next I have a mascara. This is from L'Oreal. This is the Voluminous Manga. This is another one I showed you guys in a video, and I will link it above. It was in a Get Ready With Me all new product. So it was the first time I had used this. I had just taken it out of its packaging, and I used it one time, which was on that video, and I will never use it again. It was so awful, you guys. This is discontinued. You can't buy it anymore, but I had bought it when it went on clearance, and I just hadn't used it yet because I had a lot of mascaras to use. But there is literally no bristles on this. There is no bristles on this wand whatsoever. It is basically just a flat wand with some little tiny ridges in it, and that's it. There's no bristles, so I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this, because literally all it does is coat your lashes. It doesn't separate whatsoever, so you end up just having one giant clump of lashes. It was horrible, 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 and I would not recommend it. Ugh, gross. So, throwing that away. Probably the worst mascara I've ever tried, to be honest. Okay, next up I have a liner. This is the Wet n Wild Skinny Tip Eyeliner. I really did like this liner. My only problem with this is that it dried out so quickly, but it does have this really fine little tip, so it was really nice for creating a very thin line, so you could do like a very thin line on your lash line and then wing it out. But I really liked this a lot, so I highly recommend that as well. Next, I have a liner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Velvet Liner in Black Velvet. So mine dried out. As you can see, I used a lot of it. It's almost, you know, almost gone, but when I went to use it the last time, I found it in my drawer with the lid had fallen off, so it dried it out, which is unfortunate. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, the lid slipped off, and then now this is garbage because it's totally dried out. I do love that liner though. I really like the formula of the Urban Decay 24/7 liners. They're really, really nice. Very creamy, but very long wearing. All right, it looks like I have another mascara in here. This is the Maybelline, the Colossal Big Shot Mascara. I think I got this one from Influencer. I really liked this. I pretty much have liked every Maybelline mascara I have tried. I really like all of them. They're really good for very long, fluttery lashes, I feel like. And this one was no exception. I really did like this one a lot, and I do recommend that one. Okay, another mascara. It was the month of mascaras. This is the Perversion Mascara from Urban Decay. This is probably one of my top 5 favorite mascaras. I love this mascara. It is really, really good for volume, but without getting clumpy. That's my problem with the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I feel like it gets really clumpy, but this one doesn't clump up on me, so I really like this one. I highly recommend. So the first one is a Brow Wiz. I finally got through one of my Brow Wizzes. I've been using up some of my other brow products and trying to avoid using my Brow Wiz until I get some of those gone, but I did go through one of them this month. And I also used this up, which I'm so excited about. I'm gonna double check. I hope this wasn't part of a project. I don't think it was. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise pencil. I finally went through this. This was okay. I feel like this is a good option if you are trying to find a more affordable brow pencil. This is a good option, but for me it's not as good as the Brow Wiz, so I'm going to keep using the Brow Wiz, especially because I get my employee discount, so it's close in price for me. But for if you're wanting to save some money, it does the job. It just is not as easy for me to use as the Brow Wiz. The Brow Wiz for me, it just glides on. It's so fast and easy. This one I feel like I had to work a little harder to make it work, but it definitely gives you a similar result. Alright, and then I have a lash primer that I finished off. This is the Lancome Cils Booster XL Lash Primer. This is okay. It's not the best one. It's not. I haven't found anything that is as good as the Tarte Opening Act Lash Primer. That is my holy grail lash primer, and I honestly just wanted to use this up to get it out so that I can hopefully buy that soon. I have one other lash primer I'm trying to get through right now, but this was okay. And then the last thing is a mascara. This is the Rimmel Scandal Eyes Show Off Mascara. I didn't like this. I don't like the wand. It's got that rubberized wand. It's really fat and hard to work with. I don't know. It just was not my favorite mascara, so that I would not repurchase. Here. Let's start with this. I told you guys I was going to be out of it soon, and it definitely is out now. This is from Kate Somerville. This is the Uncomplicated Makeup Setting Spray with an SPF of 50. I really love this product. I am repurchasing it. It is on my list along with a lot of other things, so as soon as I have the money to, I will be repurchasing this. I really, really love it. It's good. And then I have this little primer. This is from Stila. This One Step Correct Primer. This is really nice. I actually really liked this primer a lot. I have a lot of primers in my collection right now that I'm trying to get through some, so I won't be repurchasing it right away, but it's definitely one that I would repurchase in the future. It's really nice for just kind of evening out the skin tone first. If you have a lot of redness or if you have a lot of discoloration, I think you would really like that one. Next, I have this little lash primer from Smashbox. This was just a little travel size one. I didn't really like this one. It's not my favorite. I really still prefer the Tarte Opening Act, and yeah, this one wasn't the best one, so I would pass on that one. And the last thing at the very bottom was my Physicians Formula Eye Booster Liquid Liner in Ultra Black. This has been in lots of empties, and yes, I would repurchase it again. It is my absolute favorite liquid liner. I haven't found anything that works as good as this one, and it's from the drugstore, which makes it even better. So if you have not tried this yet and you like a liquid liner, just trust me, go get it. Just trust me, it's really good. Get the Ultra Black though, because the black one is not that black, but definitely would recommend that one. So the first thing is the makeup primer spray from Skindinavia. So this is meant to be used prior to applying your makeup as a primer. I honestly did not feel like it really worked well as a primer, so this is not one that I would recommend. I have another primer in here. This is the Becca Backlight Primer. I love this primer. I actually already have another full size in my collection. It's fantastic. It's great for giving a very nice luminous glow to the skin without being too shiny. So even if you have combo or oily skin, I think you could still use this one, and it just does a really good job of hydrating and prepping the skin as well. So I definitely recommend that. I also had a foundation in here this time. This is from Tarte. This is the Rainforest of the Sea foundation. By the way, I had the shade Light Sand, and I feel like it was maybe just a little bit too dark on my skin. I would go just a shade lighter, I think, next time. But I don't know. I don't really love this foundation, but I don't hate it either. I think it's okay. It's definitely more of a medium coverage, but it's very hydrating. So if you have more dry skin and you don't like totally full coverage, it might be for you. As you guys know, I have combo to oily skin and I like full coverage. So it just wasn't quite the right fit for what my preferences are, but I don't think it's a bad foundation either. I do have another primer. This one is just a little baby travel size. This is from Burberry. It's the Fresh Glow. I love this. This is like the third little baby size that I've gotten. Anytime that it's available as like a little point perk, I always get it because I love it. It's just very expensive. So I don't know if I would invest in the full size, but I really do like it a lot. It's a really nice hydrating primer, and it does add a little bit of glow as well. It's very similar to the Becca one, but I would say maybe just a little bit more on the hydrating side. I do have a concealer as well. This is from Maybelline. This is the Master Conceal Concealer. This is probably my favorite drugstore concealer. I really like this concealer a lot. This is one that I will be repurchasing once I get through, once again, some of the other ones that I have, because I do have too many right now, but I think this is a really good concealer. I do have the shade number 20 Light, and I think that was a good shade for me, so I definitely recommend it. It's very, very full coverage, but without being heavy or like creasing underneath the eye, so I really like it. Next up, I do have a face powder that I used up. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the Duo Matte Powder. I have the shade number 201. I like this powder, especially if you have more oily skin. If you're very oily, this powder is going to be really good for you. Combo skin, it still was really nice on my skin. The only problem I have with this powder is I went through it so quickly. Because it is a very soft powder, it kicks up a ton of excess, and then I just like flew through this powder. It took me no time to use this up. So for the price, I probably won't repurchase it because of that. I think I'll stick to the ones that I know last me a little bit longer. I do have a couple mascaras as well. This one here is from Benefit. This is the Roller Lash Mascara. It's one of, I think this is a good mascara. It's definitely one that I use whenever I get it, and I got this in gratis, and I have another one that I got in gratis. I definitely use it, but it's not my favorite. I just think it's good. I like layering it with other mascaras because it's definitely better for separating and curling the lashes, not so great for volume. This here is one of my all-time favorite mascaras though. This is the Marc Jacobs Omega Lash Mascara. It is really good. I like the Velvet Noir better, but the Omega Lash is really nice as well. It's good for giving quite a bit of volume. So I really liked it. Again, I got this one in gratis and I liked it. I used it up. All right, next up I have a brow pencil that I finished off. This is from Sephora Collection. I hated this. I honestly forced myself to use this up for that project, and I'm really glad it's gone. I would not repurchase it. It's just too dry. So what happens is when you go to apply it, it really kind of like drags and pulls, and I don't like that. I feel like I lose my lashes because of that. The color wasn't right either. I had the shade Honey Blonde and I did not like the color on me, and I don't like that it has this little tiny like pick comb thing instead of a spoolie, and it's very sharp. Like, I don't know who would want to use this. It's quite sharp. Maybe to use it to separate lashes, but on your brows, no way. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend it. Even though it is a cheap alternative to like the brow is, I don't think it's worth saving a few dollars on. All right, and then the very last empty this month is a set of lashes. This is from House of Lashes. This is the Iconic Lashes. I still actually have them somewhere in one of my drawers, but I did wear them a couple times already, so I'll let you guys know what I thought of them. I feel like the band is very thick, so if you like a thick band, I think you'll like them. For me, because I don't wear lashes very often, a thick band does tend to irritate my eyes a bit. But if you're more used to wearing lashes, I know sometimes people prefer the thick band because it will last longer. So just depending on your preference, but it is definitely a thicker band, so keep that in mind. It's very, a very full set of lashes. So if you like full lashes with a thick band, I think you'll like those. Alrighty, you guys, that is all of it. I hope you enjoyed watching this year-long makeup empties. Please let me know in the comment section if you did enjoy. And there were a total of 55 products that I was able to finish off in 2017. That is amazing. I feel really proud of myself, and I'm definitely setting myself a goal for 2018. I would like to finish off a total of 65 products in this next year. So I'm going to try to do an extra 10 products. So hopefully I can reach that goal. But if you want to see that, make sure you click the like button and let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.